Welcome back to Fourth and Fantasy. We're continuing our series of going through divisions and breaking them down. Tonight, we got the AFC North. As y'all know or did, we just did the NFC South. But we're going to come up north with a little bit of coldness and break it down for y'all real quick. But y'all know what time it is. Fourth and Fantasy. Appreciate everybody that tunes in. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get this show on the road.
Hey, yeah. I don't follow no script. I make my own lane. Got a spreadsheet mind and a red rash brain. Dynasty beats got that tape in my veins. While they drafting by names, I'm exposing their game. No cap. We study the craft like film room rats. Gyms in the fourth while they stuck in the past. It's levels to the dynasty. Keep or flex. From rookies to pros, we demanding respect. That's real. And I ain't never need clout for my clout to show. Just a mic I take and a team I grow. This ain't just picks, it's principle G. It's fourth and fantasy where you build your legacy. We 10 toes down, yeah, we stand on facts.
We're 10 toes down and we stand on facts. What's up, everybody? Back at it again with another episode, another division breakdown covering the AFC North. And if you didn't know, now you know. My name is Hancho, and this is my guy.
It's Rocco. Call me Rocco.
And we are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins in Rocco.
We are a fantasy football podcast for Dynasty Sickos. By Dynasty Sickos, everybody's welcome.
And Mike Robb is starting.
Geno's got his own YouTube account now. That's nice.
Hey, Gino, we literally stepping up in the world, Playboy. You keep it up, my dog. Mike Robb starting the episode off quite spicy. He says, if one of you have the audacity to preach a Shedeur Sanders breakout year, I will be calling your local police for a wellness check. Call them. Call Broward's finest.
Would we rather have Shedeur Sanders start this year or a guy that solicited handies against ladies' wills? Like, he shouldn't even be on the football field. Like, come on, let's be real.
If I'm being quite honest with you, I'd rather go see Shedeur Sanders throw the ball. But I won't get too far into a tangent. What I've noticed the last couple of days from clips that I've seen, he throws some of the most wobbliest passes. I don't know what it is. He doesn't throw a consistent spiral, but that's also something to keep mindful of.
Is that Watson or Shedeur?
Shedeur. He throws some of the most wobbliest passes for some reason.
That's because he's running backwards 20 yards. He needs to stand in the pocket and face the pressure.
Even when he's just standing up, this boy is just it's not even like a dart. And not to say I'm keying in on how people throw their balls, but it's fun. Like Dak Prescott throws one of the most beautiful balls. Russell Wilson, even though we all kind of hate him in some type of way, throws one of the most beautiful deep balls. So it's definitely something. And Gino says, "Got my own UTS for sure." He is better, but top 12 is a huge stretch. Hey, I mean, I ain't gonna be mad. You're not wrong there, Chris B. Who saw that duck of a pass from Watson and OTAs? They're both not looking sexy. Could we get a little bit of Taylor Green action this year? Who knows?
I think Shedeur is going to be top 12 in the CFL by the end of the season.
Not committed. Come on, Gino. Don't do us like that, player.
Gino is committed. He's committed to this podcast as long as we don't talk about Josh Allen again.
We got you, Gino. We try to lay off the heat on your boy for as long as we can. And to end it off, Crispy says Watson quit 5 years ago. He's just collecting a paycheck at this point. He literally just got to go out there and collect a buck. I wouldn't even be mad at that. I would be happy to be the backup quarterback and receive as big of a paycheck that he's receiving. He gets paid as a top backup, if you ask me. So we're going to see
dollar bills, y'all.
Dollar bills, y'all. But while we're on the topic, we might as well start off with the QB landscape of the AFC North. And if you don't know, right? If you don't know, it's the Browns, the Ravens, Bengals, and Raiders.
The Raiders?
I lied. There's one I'm missing. Browns,
Raiders,
Bengals. You right. Browns, Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers. There we go. Fuck it up with y'all.
Check the show sheet.
And hey, right off the cusp, off the thumbnail. For the most part, though, I feel like with the quarterback position, you're looking at some uncertainty depending on how you feel about Aaron Rodgers. Even though he already confirmed this is his last year. He is out the way. He's done. I know. Round of applause. We're all happy. Time to get this man out the way, right? And then you're looking at Shador Sanders or Deshaun Watson, depending on how Todd Monkey, I already know, I forget how to say this man's name, but their new head coach goes in what direction. And whoever starts off at quarterback for the Browns, I don't think will end as the starting quarterback with the Browns. But we do got two solid, more above solid, elite other quarterbacks in Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, who is actually been in the news a little bit lately as of the last 2 days, thanks to that old boy Jaden Daniels talking about why Joe Burrow getting this special treatment and y'all treating me like cow manure. Maybe because Joe Burrow brought the school a chip. But hey, man, I don't want to. I'm not. I don't want
Don't
to.
treat him like Kalmanon guy.
Is he taking it too personal, man? He kind of ruined his own image in one day. But looking at this QB landscape, obviously, obviously, I'm going this year for sure. For sure, I'm going Lamar Jackson as the top dog in the division. But how close, and they both go in the first round of startup drafts. How are you feeling about Lamar Jackson over Joe Burrow, and or both of them in fantasy landscape for this year?
I mean, Lamar's my MVP top candidate at this point. But Burrow's right there, and I mean, in real life, Burrow can beat the Ravens, with himself and his weapons, and any day of the week. So, I think fantasy football wise, Lamar always has the edge because he has the wheels and he can run. But Burrow can throw for 5,000 yards. Like, it's in his range of outcomes. He's come pretty close. To a few years, and he's been to a Super Bowl, so he's got that on Lamar in real life. But fantasy football, the game we play, when Lamar's on, there's nobody touching Lamar.
And yeah, especially when he's healthy and he adds that rushing ability. Where for Joe Burrow, especially in a 6 point passing lead, he's going to be up there with some of the league best, right? If healthy, too. Now, do you feel more confident in Lamar Jackson staying healthy for the year? Because Joe Burrow doesn't run, but he's also had his injury history, too. Do you see Joe Burrow staying more healthy this year?
I
I feel
mean,
like it's a chalk up. You got to really just
you can't.
really gotta.
I'm not the medical guy, so I mean, they both seem healthy coming into the season. And I wouldn't predict injuries. If we want to predict injuries, we might have to talk to my guy Omar, or my guy Ben. But I mean, if they don't have an injury coming into the season, then I won't project them to have an injury in the season.
Hopefully, you got wishful thinking
Scares
right
me
now.
is when guys are popping hammies, in the preseason and training camp, and they're fighting it all the way up to opening day. That shit scares me. Like Jordan Tyson today popped a hammy. That's
The same
and the
hammy that
same
he's
one
out
he's
for.
hurt 4 times. That
Yep.
scares me. But we're not talking about the NFC South. We're talking about the AFC North.
Mhm.
So those two guys, I don't have any reservations with those two, unless they give me reason to have reservations. It looks like they're both motivated to have a good season.
Crispy says Super Bowl loss, less than 2-time NFL MVP, but I'll give Burrow his crop and 6 point passing for sure because he's going to be up there. And he got one of the best wide receiver tandems in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I'm going to slight edge on Lamar this year. I've been buying a lot of Jamar. Sorry, I've been buying me a lot of Lamar Jackson this year because I think he is the lead from right now, me personally, the leader to be the MVP. Now, there's a couple of dark horses. My boy Dak Prescott's 100% up there. Joe Burrow, I could definitely see up there. Maybe a Drake May gets himself in that type of talk. So I think right now it's kind of an open field of what can actually happen. And then if we're looking at
I think this is a good question. Let me interject for a second. Chat, what do you think? Do you think that a Super Bowl loss is more or less valuable than two MVPs?
Frank, what we doing, baby? I know for like I feel you. I honestly I think you can go back and forth. I'm not gonna be mad at you if you go Joe Burrow because he actually is a great quarterback. But it's just something about Lamar Jackson should have 3 MVPs under his name at this point. He was screwed over
Absolutely.
for one. So let's just throw that one up there. So I think the third one's coming this year
But you
potentially.
could also look at it like he should have three championships and he doesn't have any Super Bowl appearances.
That's also true. He's had some playoff woes, especially, and it hasn't gone his way. As they say, he's pitched down his leg a couple of times. But I think, and if we're looking at kind of a core, he does have Derrick Henry. I think he has a better running back room or starting running back in Derrick Henry over Chase Brown. Definitely giving Joe Burrow the leader with the wide receiver group. Kobe Young, my boy's looking good. He's actually had two. He had 2 catches in the preseason. So y'all know how I've been talking up my guy Kobe Young, Go Dogs, and Lamar Jackson. He does have Zay Flowers. You and me both have been buyers of Zay Flowers this year, so I'm happy to see that. Jacoby Lane is making some noise. Elijah Surratt's making some noise. Rashad Bateman's back in practice, and he's been moving around in that offense as of late. So that's another thing to be looking at. And there was a positive note from about Mark Andrews that he's looking back up to speed. So I think with Lamar Jackson, he should have a little bit more help this year. But we'll see. If you don't want to count on 2 rookies to be your top dogs, or you don't want to count too much on rookies to be productive. And then
I wouldn't call it a little more help. I would call it he has the best supporting staff that he's had in his entire career.
I ain't mad at you, Frank. I'm talking about Hibner too. And Gino says in PPR Brown would be better than Henry this year. That's if I could see that if the Bengals unlock Chase Brown in the more using more in the passing game for sure, because Derrick Henry doesn't get used that often in the passing game because they like to use Justice Hill, and they also drafted Adam Randall, who is a converted wide receiver to running back, and he's been talked about a bit. So
To Gino's point, though, I would have rather have basically nobody but Derrick Henry in the playoffs and down the stretch because he's a kingmaker. He's going to get you 30, 35. I mean, last year in the fantasy playoffs, he had what 3 touchdowns and like 150 yards, and he basically won all of his managers their championships. So while Chase Brown might be more consistent across the whole year, nobody's going to win that shit for you like Derrick Henry.
yeah, 100%, especially in like Rocco said, towards the later parts of the year, and it's like clockwork every single year.
Yeah.
Where it does. He always tears it up when it comes to October, November, and December.
Yeah,
It's
if you
always
look at
there.
his historical numbers, it's like it's wild. Like it's the winter months, he starts ramping up, and the best part about it is you'll have that buy opportunity because everybody will be like, he's 30 years old. I don't know if this might be it. He's struggling. I don't know, and then boom, 30 points.
Cyborg, man. I feel like if I have Derrick Henry, he's dying on my roster. Like, yeah, I'm not. People be trying to buy him for a second. For me, not happening. Trying to throw 2 seconds in there. I'm sorry. He's more valuable to me than 2 seconds. 1 second. That man just going to have to. He's going to have to show me his decline. It has to be so drastic to the point where I'm like, all right, I got to get this man off the team. I love me some Derrick Henry. And then if we're looking at once again the 2 bottom quarterbacks of the AFC North, in Shador, and I hate to say can't really even call Aaron Rodgers the bottom but at this point of his career, he's over 40, major decline. He's not as mobile he used to be, which was one of his actual positives or strengths in his younger years to mid years where he would scramble, and that would be the annoying part of him. Now he's more staying in put. He's almost damn near like a statue. And now you throwing him on the team that one, I like Rico Dowdle. Jalen Warren's pretty cool. Depends on how you feel about DK Metcalf. And then you got Michael Pittman to throw along with some Roman Wilson and Jeremy Bernard, who's actually looked good in this preseason game. I think it could have a better, a better outcome, especially on the offense. It could be a little different. I want to throw my boy Pat Fryermuth out there too, as he's going to be a focal point in a Mike McCarthy offense. So Aaron Rodgers, I think, should have a better season and hopefully a better farewell going out, John. You know what I mean? If he went out like he did last year, it'd be a kind of sad part to his career. But I think him and having his old coach and Mike McCarthy should give you some type of middle tier of performance, to where he's your QB3 and he might give you some solid QB2 type weeks. Don't have him as your QB1, right? QB1, you're fucked, and we don't practice fucked. Crispy says Henry takes care of himself. Right, he spends millions on his body. He doesn't eat food. He doesn't eat certain foods during the season. Couldn't be me. I'm gonna go get that burger every time. But he's on that plant-based Brady diet shit. He refused that turkey leg last thing. I would refuse that fucking turkey leg. You know how many people touch that goddamn turkey leg, Crispy?
Yeah, you don't want that turducken?
I'm good, man. That shit look dry as hell. It don't be looking good.
Turducken originated out of New Orleans. Fun fact.
That shit be looking dry. I'm good off of
that.
that.
Make it right.
That's gonna be looking. You know what I mean? But you're right, Crispy. That boy take care of his body. Now, if we're ranking once again, talking about the QB, I'm going Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, and I hate to say Shador's at the bottom, but I'm not going to throw Aaron Rodgers at this point at the bottom. Shador has to show me some improvement, right? He has to, and even though it's Cleveland and the weapons aren't as good as the other teams, I still want to see some command, some type of maturity. He's already got a bullet or a target on his back just because of who he is, who his father is. And I still think at this point, even though he's not like one of the top players, he's still such a polarizing guy to where he creates headlines. You feel me? So, what up, Fizz? I hope you're resting up, feeling good, boy. My boy, I was catching your show earlier today.
Resting up, he went back to back with his shows, man. He's on it popping right now.
Rollies up. If you don't know, Fizzle is a big advocate of Shador Sanders, and if I'm seeing correctly, I might have been looking at a different team. I believe Deshaun Watson's getting the first crack in week 1 of preseason, and then they're giving the second week starter to Shador Sanders. Got to see more on that. But I do think wide receiver wise with Denzel Boston, who basically took the X spot and ran with it. Casey Concepcion. Isaiah Bond been looking cool too. Jerry Jeudy looks like shit. I'm sorry. I tried to.
Jerry Judy's been shit ever since Steve Smith called him a punk.
A jag, basically, yeah.
He said, bro, you garbage. Like, he's right. Like that dude, like he fucked his ego. Like that dude hasn't been the same since. I think it's finally time for everybody to just go ahead and drop Jerry Jeudy. It's not gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen either at this point. And which is crazy because if any of y'all pay attention to college football, Jerry Jeudy was one of them fellas, was one of them boys. And I don't know if it was his time in Denver that just made him lose like his confidence. That Fernando Mendoza's in that.
No, he was good. He was good. He was good with Jameis Winston for that stretch. I think in 2024, like he was winning people's leagues. It just
I don't think it just ever
without YOLO Winston. I guess he can't play in a non-Mickey Mouse offense.
Not Jameis Winston making people the best player of themselves.
Man, I would just love Jameis Winston to get. Man, anytime he plays, just start everybody that's playing with him. He gonna throw for 350 yards. He gonna throw for 3 touchdowns. He gonna throw for 4 picks, and it's gonna be a fun game.
Now let's continue with this running back talk with the running back rooms of the AFC North, where you have Chase Brown. Honestly, who the fuck is their RB2, right? At this point, it feels like Chase Brown is the guy, and you're kind of just throwing some motherfuckers out there. Then you got Derrick Henry. Then you got Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdle. Free my boy Caleb Johnson. Free him. They got. I was looking at the Steelers game. They had this man running behind two guys. I don't even know their names up. Bad. This is bad, y'all. And I was so high on Caleb Johnson. I'm just gonna have to ride the train until the wheels fall off until he goes somewhere else. Cause I refuse. I refuse. He was my RB2, and he's looking like
On
boo
that
boo.
train,
They're doing
right?
my boy bad. You know what I'm saying? So, and then looking at the other guys, obviously Derrick Henry, of course, and then with Quinshawn Judkins, with the his name is slipping me. Oh, Dylan Sampson, and there's another running back that they have over there with the Browns as well. I am going with the top dog, of course, of Derrick Henry for me at the top. I don't care how old that man gets. He's been balling. 13,000 rushing yards. Stop playing with that. Thank you. Thank you, fucking Crispy. Lou fucking Nicholas.
Who the
New.
fuck is Lou
Oh,
Nick?
Mike Washington. I'm sorry. I got the Raiders game on. Mike Washington just had a long run. This boy going crazy. But Fizzle says they both need time with the first team offense. I feel Watson will show more composure in bad spots during these games, and that big one mistake is what they'll see against Shador. They're really, I'm with you there, Fizz. Whoever makes the first big mistake, they're going to jump off the ship on, which is not even fair if you ask me. But at the same time, it's like no quarterback can afford to have a big mistake. You know what I'm saying? The famous one, the Jameis one, FSU baby.
Famous Jameis. Throw them crab legs.
Hey, like, he going crazy. And like Crispy said, Lou fucking Nicholas, bro. That's who they
Right.
have playing before Caleb Johnston. Lou fucking Nicholas.
Who the fuck is Lou Nichols?
My point exactly. My
Hey
fucking
man,
point
tell us
exactly.
where he went to school. And do y'all believe that Lou Nichols will break out
Thank you, Frank.
in his life?
Somebody's on this train. Somebody's on this plane with me. And if he go down, at least I'm going down with somebody. Caleb Johnson still RB2 of that class. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We still gonna work through it.
Looking bad. Looking real
It's
bad.
looking bad though. It is
You
looking
might be
bad.
able to put a 1 in front of that too.
It's looking bad. I ain't gonna hold you.
RB12.
There was, I mean, I sent out a couple. It's just bad at this point.
Man, I seen a clip on Twitter. I forgot who posted it, but oh shit, am I freezing?
You're good now.
Caleb Johnson, and he was like had the hole, and he's like out there like moving all slow, and just got tackled. It was bad. It's not looking good. I think he needs a change of scenery. I think that's what happened.
Exactly, Gino. As what Rocco said, Caleb needs a new team. Exactly. Give him some new environment. Just like Richardson. Do you know they're trying to put the ploy on Anthony Richardson to the point where one of his first couple passes went for an interception, and it wasn't even his fault. His wide receivers dropping the fucking manion, making him look bad.
But it's funny like he throws the interception, and then the first thing everybody, oh, look at fucking Anthony Richardson, he's terrible. Like, did y'all even fucking watch the play before
No.
he posted it? They're like, oh, he threw an interception, he's done. I mean, he hasn't played in what, like a year,
And it was a good pass too.
and
He put it right on the
dropped it. I
hands.
mean, I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses for him. He's got his problems that he needs to fix, but that
Yeah, he
ain't
put it right
bro.
on the hands.
That ain't your eureka moment. Like, if you didn't believe before, that wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back right there. That was just a bad play by the
Chat,
receiver.
how we feeling about Jalen Warren for the Steelers this year? Do you see I won't say a jump, but once again, Arthur Smith is out the way, right? So I feel like we're not going to see the crazy type of usage that we saw from the RB room last year, tight end room last year. Could Jalen Warren get some more burn? Rico Dowdle's definitely going to have a role, especially with his old coach Mike McCarthy running things. But I think Jalen Warren has some underrated value that he's going to be able to provide. And Rico Dowdle is a good running back. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I think Jalen Warren provides some amazing juice, though. I think he's a great runner. I think he's a great pass catcher, and Rico Dowdle is a cool runner inside between, and he can catch. But I think Jalen Warren can really make things pop in there. Now, it's right. Let Johnson run. Let the man. But I also heard that if it's not blocked, if the play isn't perfectly blocked for him, he hasn't been able to create, which was one of the things coming out of the draft that people pointed out. If it's not fairly blocked well, he's not able to create on his own. Hate to say that's coming in fruition in the NFL, but maybe things change. Now,
I worry about Jalen Warren because Rico Dowdle is McCarthy's
sure.
guy, and he brought him in because he's his guy, and he's going to get a lot of touches. So I think both can be like lower end RB2s, but if both stay healthy, I don't see a path where either one could be like a real difference maker.
yeah, I can see that one too. I don't like definitely no. I don't think neither go over 1,000. Like I don't think neither touch 1,000 yards on the season.
I wouldn't feel comfortable having either as my every week RB2. Like maybe as a
I was
lower
gonna say
end
a flex is
flex,
good.
they could probably get you, close to 10 points. Like Crispy said, he can get you 8.5 points and keep it moving, and basically be semi consistent unless somebody gets super hot in the game. But as far as wanting to start them every week, I would I would I would rather get Alvin Kamara, fucking 10 rounds later than kind of waste the pick on those guys. I'd rather kind of chase more
Oof.
upside.
And Alvin Kamara is going late, and honestly, in these later rounds, and he was listed as co RB1. So you see what this you see?
Mm, Those,
Yeah,
those preseason
you
depth
know,
charts ain't worth the paper they're
yeah.
printed on. So I think it's very apparent what their roles are going to be. Just thinking it, just like through the thought process of their different strengths. I think that ETN's going to get most of the first and second down carries. He's going to get a lot of the goal line work, and Alvin Kamara is going to get a lot of the pass game work, and also be used. He'll have series where he gets onto the field, especially when they play up tempo. But as far as securing the 2 minute roll, he'll have to block better to get that roll consistently. Because right now ETN does that better than him.
And how are we feeling about Quinshawn Judkins this year coming off of injury? Where he still looks explosive. He just had a nice run in practice the other day, I believe, either today or the other day. How are we judging Quinshawn Judkins for the 2026 year? Do you think he's being underratedly valued, or do you think he's kind of where he should be?
I mean, if I'm on Scadaboo, who had a little bit worse injury than Judkins, then I'll have to be on Judkins too, because Judkins is a little bit more athletic, so he should have the opportunity to be, you know, he should have an opportunity to produce in 2026, as long as the offense is functional. I think he'll have a lot of upside. I wonder how many touchdowns that team is going to score. But you could also say the same thing about the Giants. So I have them kind of similarly ranked. Him and Scadaboo, I got them in like that second wave of guys that I'm targeting at the running back position. That absolutely, if they hit, they can absolutely be league
What's
winners.
up, Jamie? And Crispy, no, there is no mention. Actually, I don't even think they were giving. Once again, who the fuck is Nicholas? Okay, that's who they. They're not even giving Eli any type of play, so it's not looking good for him. And what's up, Omar?
Eli, I think Eli is going to be like a hybrid receiver. So maybe we can see him play in some slot alignments.
Hopefully,
What's up, my good friend
what's
Omar in
up?
the
What's up?
house, man? We was we have a very interesting podcast. I won't spoil anything, but he looks at fantasy and dynasty football completely different than everybody in this chat room. I promise you that. And he is going to be the most successful person playing fantasy football in this chat room. I can promise you that as well. So it's going to be an interesting interview that we have in a few
And
weeks.
speaking on the Quinshawn Judkins topic, do you think just because he plays for the Cleveland Browns is why some people don't fairly think highly of him and for like NFL purposes? Do you like? I still see Quinshawn Judkins as a fine RB2. Do you see him that way?
Yeah. I don't mind Judkins as a RB2. I wish I had more shares. I don't, unfortunately, but um, that's just the way the rookie drafts worked out. But I am interested in him. I think, like you said, and to your point, that the Browns put a stink on all of their players. And until they have their quarterback situation figured out, it's going to be hard for people to fully invest in the Browns. Um, outside of Harold Fannin Jr., who broke out all over the place
Mm-hmm.
last year. So, just being the Browns and having all of that quarterback uncertainty is gonna, it's gonna put a stink on your Casey Concepcion. It's gonna put a stink on your Denzel Boston. It even has people kind of hesitant about Harold Fannin just a little bit. It's like in that back of your mind, you're like, do I really want to spend what he cost in drafts to draft a Brown?
That's
I don't know. So it's, that's the stink with. Look like you went to Wendy's before the.
I did.
Got
Got me a cherry coat.
the phone.
Cherry coat.
Ain't the fourth phone no more. It's
The
the
biggie
five,
bag.
the
Yeah,
fourth, six.
the biggie
Biggie
bag.
bag, biggie bag.
So no, okay. So I'm looking at where he's valued right now. He's around. So they have him valued ahead of on Keep Trade Cut, ahead of Brees Hall. Do you agree with that or no? I think I have Brees Hall ahead of Christian
Say that
Judkins.
again? Yeah, Brees Hall's an elite pass catcher, so he clears, and they're both in similarly kind of undesirable team situations and offenses. So, if that's the case, I'm gonna go with the better pass catcher there. And I mean, it's not like he's a little bit better pass catcher. He's is one of the better pass catchers in the league. The only downside and question mark are the injuries in the team. And Quinshawn Junkins has similar questions about his injury he's coming off and the team he's on. So give me Brees Hall.
Christian Judkins or Saquon Barkley? Yep.
Dynasty? Mm, I, I think in Dynasty, I want
Redraft.
Junkins. In redraft, I think Saquon has that one more league winning year. So I think Saquon, I would rather have him because he has that league winning upside. Both as a runner and as a pass catcher that Junkins doesn't possess just yet.
Christian Judkins or Travion Henderson?
I like Hendo. Hendo's also got that pass catching ability, and he's in a much much better team
And
environment.
then lastly, because they're right next to each other, Chase Brown has RB10 and Quinshawn Judkins is RB11. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Chase Brown here because I think he could absolutely win you a lot of money in the next couple years. So yeah, I, I know Chase Brown's like what 27, so he's a little bit older, but I very much think that he can win you money being on an elite offense for the next
I'm
two
not gonna be
years.
mad at that one. Yeah, I definitely do. When you're looking at players and who are in high octane offenses, that's who I try to very much go get on my team. That's why I draft Javante Williams fairly a lot because he's on a high profile, high octane offense. That's why
Javante Williams or Quinshawn
Oh, Javante,
Judkins?
easy. But the funny thing is, they have Javante as RB20 and Quinshon Judkins is RB11. I get it because it's dynasty in a way, but I don't. But I don't get it. Redraft, I'm taking 100% Javante Williams over Quinshon Judkins. I don't think it's fairly close either. And
I think Javante still has a little bit of that stink when he was not good for a couple of years. So like if he like kills this year, I think that stink will be fully lifted. But in the meantime, you can get a great value like Walmart on
yeah, that's crazy that
Javante.
he's even RB20 and he's still young as fuck. 26. He's actually younger than Chase Brown just by like a month. And then especially like looking at the guys that are around him, still got a lot of churn on them legs, and they're fresh at that. So yeah, I'm taking him there. They even have Jadarian Price over Javante Williams. Like, the fuck are we doing? I'm not. I digress.
I think Javante is going to be a priority for me in my one redraft league that I've won 4 times, and you can see that trophy
Thank you,
right
Gino.
there.
You are the man. I love when you speak shit like this. Javante is top 10. I definitely agree with you. Thank you, Fizz, too. That ain't even close. The Cowboys would score more points than the Browns in half the season. Javante all day with the one. Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
But we had to
No,
ask the question considering where they
yeah,
were
for sure, for
ranked.
sure. But people, yeah, and that's another sign to take advantage of where people are, how people view Javante Williams right now. But also still like Quinshon Judkins. You know, depending on how that offense goes. If Shador, and then I know Fizz won't want to hear this, if he's not the quarterback of the future, then fuck it. They have another bad season and they go draft a quarterback high who get into the building, right? So, but is it Archie Manning wants to be a Cleveland Brown? I don't know. Does Dante Moore want to be a Cleveland Brown? I don't know.
I think sneakily the Browns could be a little bit more fun than they've been in the past few years because I mean that defense took a big hit with Myles Garrett leaving the building and they brought in a more offensive mind. Well, I mean Stefanski is offensive minded, but I feel like he's a little bit
Top
more
money.
conservative,
Munkin.
an offensive minded guy with Monken. So I think they're going to be in bad scripts pretty often because that defense, is going to be very much depleted without Myles Garrett. So they could be fun. They got weapons now that they haven't had. Like I can't remember the last time they had this set of weapons that would highly drafted and and Harold Fanning,
I
who's
forgot about
not
Harold.
highly
Yeah.
drafted, who broke out fully last year. So if they can get even halfway decent QB play from whoever, um, that could be a sneaky offense to
I'm
be
not mad
invested
at
in.
you. But we're going to take a quick break and cut to our friends at League Champ, where you could be the season's right around the corner. I keep saying this. Get ready for it. Get ready to get some free jerseys if by being the number one ranker for the week. Go against me, go against Rocco, go against some other great minds in the space. If you think you can outrank us, come show it, baby. You got coach data, medical data, formation data, combine data, comps, the new marketplace where you could sell or buy a team on fantasy football. You name it, League Champ got it in one space with a beautiful UI at that. But we'll be right back after this. This is Fourth in Fantasy. Hit that like button and don't forget, we in this jump. Back after this. And we are back. Once again, we're going over the AFC North as we continue our NFL division breakdowns. If you haven't catched it yet, Go watch our previous episode we put out with our boy Chev, our player hater edition redraft. Well, as we dropped a couple gems in there, and player hated. I thought it was actually funny. I player hated on Mr. Johnson from QJ.
Don't be
QJ.
hating on that Johnson.
Quentin Johnson from Chargers. And he ended up having a solid practice and having some clips out there, which I thought was hilarious. So he told me to shut the hell up. I'm gonna keep balling. Keep at it, my boy. But don't think I'm not looking at it though. The player hate, 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 hate. But let's continue on with this AFC North breakdown. And let's talk about the tight end space. I'll save the wide receivers for the tail end of the show. And looking at it, we were talking a little bit on the Mark Andrews and who I think he can be this year and get back to it. If y'all don't know, Mark Andrews is one of my favorite tight ends, too, in the last, I don't know, 8 years that he's been balling. He's definitely had his woes as of late, whether it's age, whether it's injuries starting to pile up. So, but there was a report that he is looking like he's back to himself. He's moving faster. With, mind you, we got to go see it, right? We got to go see it in live action. But having one of the better quarterbacks in the league, where they thought, and once again, I just want to bring this up, motherfuckers were telling Lamar Jackson to convert to wide receiver. Never going to let that go. Now he's one of the best quarterbacks when throwing the ball, and got a cannon at that. I think Mark Andrews has a chance to return, maybe not back to top 5, because he definitely has some competition in that area. But I think he can be a top 8 asset for sure. I see you, Frank. I see you. Yep, fan of number 1. I think Mark Andrews, if we're looking at this room, which is hard because I love me some Pat Fryermuth, no matter how much hate he gets. No matter how much hate he gets, I think Pat Fryermuth was a good tight end. But I think Mark Andrews has one more. Yup, never let that one go. Right, Fizz, never gonna let that one go.
I got Eric All as my number 1 tight end in the division. Just thought y'all should know.
He trolling, but definitely not with Harold Fanning. But
still on waivers, go get him.
Hey, I'm not gonna be mad at it. Some people
before it come up,
get him for the cheapski whipski.
$3.99. Yeah.
Gino says Andrews is too TD dependent. He is. I won't say too TD dependent, and that was also in the previous offense. But I do think he's still going to get the ability to shine to show that he still has something left in the tank. There might not be left, right? He might still only have a little bit. I think he got maybe 1 or 2 more years to be solid, and then we might get some Matt Hibner seasons. But I still think this year, especially in redraft, maybe don't take a bet on him on Dynasty. I'm one of a gambler, so I don't mind it too much. Redraft, I think he's a solid buy for sure. But if I'm ranking these guys, if I'm looking at who for Dynasty, it's hard not to go with Harold Fanning Jr. as your number 1 guy. He's shown that he can be somebody no matter who's the quarterback back there. Hopefully it's fucking Shedeur Sanders, because I don't want to root for Deshaun fucking Watson all season for my goddamn Harold Fanning shares. But if Shedeur Sanders can get him the ball, I'm with it. How are you feeling about Harold Fanning Jr. in 2026? Does the quarterback situation make you look at other spots, or do you just kind of go, you wait and figure out the tight end position later on?
See, I have this thing about me is that I already have like 15 shares of Harold Fanning Jr. because I was taking him in the 3rd and 4th rounds of every single rookie draft in 2025. So with that many shares, I've been finding other guys to go grab in startups because I don't want to be any more overloaded with Harold Fanning Jr. But yeah, I mean, he's easily the tight end 1 in this division. I mean, it's not particularly close. He's in his own division. He's in his own tier way up here. And then you could just let everybody else kind of slot in wherever you feel like slotting them. I had him being the number 1 pass game weapon pretty quickly for the Cleveland Browns. That was one of my hot takes when we had Dynasty Dog Mike on here last year around the same time. And I mean, until one of these rookies starts showing out, he's gonna be like the guy that moves this whole offense. I mean, I think I talked with Frank maybe before, but yeah, the comparison is Antonio Gates. The way he moves with a lot of junk in his game, but he just knows how to get open. He knows how to play football. He's just great at everything. Great at the catch point. Great at getting open. Just anything you would want in a tight end, he's that guy. Um, the only thing that separates him from being in that Colston Loveland, that Tyler Warren, that kind of tier of guys is the fact that he's on the Browns. So if any of these quarterbacks do anything and even showed himself to be half decent, he's gonna just have a monster season.
I'm with you. Harold Fenton Jr. is one of my favorite guys. Especially, I've also traded him a little bit, took advantage of where his value was to go acquire some other guys. But when you're somebody who was taking him in the third, fourth, hell, there were some situations where he made it to waivers.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead
Yeah,
and you go
quite
ahead and
a few
take.
business.
You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and try to take advantage of. I think you throw that in there with the Bucky Irvings of the world, where these guys, where you hit gold, the Pukas, you hit gold on these guys, and you hold on and you don't let go. There's a couple of guys that I'm looking at this year that I hope blossom into something great. Um, Kobe Young is one of the guys I hope that does his thing, and I got him free 99 in all places. So I do think Harold Fannin Jr. is the tight end one. Big teardrop, and I mean big. There's not no close teardrop. A big teardrop. Who is your tight end two of the division?
I mean, it's got to be Mandrews by default. I mean, who are my other options? I mean, what is it? Mike Gesicki, Eric All,
Yep,
whoever emerges as the tight end one in Cincinnati,
and Pat
or
Fryer.
it's Pat Fryermuth.
Penn State. Penn State. What if we
I
can't
think
hard debate Penn State tight
I,
ends?
I think I'm gonna go with I think I'm going to go with Muth. I'm not the biggest Muth guy, but I think the change in offensive environment could help him out. And I mean, he's made plays before, and he's been good in the limited amount of opportunities he's gotten. So yeah, yeah. I mean, Muth. I mean, I don't have much Muth. Um, but I think Muth has got to be that guy. But it wouldn't shock me at all if Mandrews had that one more year because, as I preach here, I think these guys that have been stars in the past always have that one last season where they're like everybody gave up on them and they're like, oh shit, it's fucking Mandrews and he's playing with a bunch of rookies in Zay Flowers. Wow, Mandrews is fucking the tight end six once again. He's got 10 touchdowns once again. So I think that very well could happen. I think I just talked myself into it. It's Mandrews at two and Muth at three. And whoever you want to put, Eric All, um,
Kaseki, whoever the fuck, right?
maybe Mike Gesicki, who once threw a football over a house and ran through it and caught it on the other side. He was into AI before AI was cool, but yeah, that dude's not that good.
Hey man, I'm going to have to keep trying to ride the Pat Firemove train, keep him in high spirits. I've been trying to keep everybody a believer when they were down on him, out on him. When Arthur Smith was throwing every single tight end out there between Darnell Washington, Go Dogs, who I do love, him, Pat Firemove, and I believe it was Juno Smith at the time when he was on the Steelers. But Pat Fryermuth is somebody he can catch, he can block. He's your prototypical tight end. And when you throw in their coach Mike McCarthy, he loves the tight end spot. He loves getting them the ball down the seam in the red zone, getting them very much involved. I do think Darnell Washington is going to be very involved, but he's basically another. He lost weight too. He is another big offensive lineman in a way. McCarthy is shit, Frank says. I mean, he had a
Yeah,
couple
he's
of the
talking
top
about
offenses,
mid-season
man.
standing on it.
he had a couple of the top offenses in the NFL, so I can't say he's too much shit. But at the same time, I think I will say his offense are grandfathered as fuck, right? So he doesn't he doesn't use a lot of motion in his offense, which could lead to a little bit of staleness, right? But when it comes to the tight end spot, he's traditionally one of those guys that loves to get them involved. And then you throw in with Aaron Rodgers, do you still think he has a type of arm? Do you think he's a noodle? Do you think he's at this point kind of just a shell of himself? We'll see if he can support all these guys. But I still think, you know, Pat Fryermuth can give you tight end two production, maybe a rare tight end one type week.
I have a little more. I have a little more interest in Aaron Rodgers now that he's away from Arthur Smith, because Arthur Smith just is where fantasy football goes to die.
Don't got the place.
Yeah, he's just a fantasy terrorist. He terrorizes everybody that has members of his team on their fantasy rosters. So yeah, I'm glad. I mean, for the college people, I'm sorry what he's going to do to Ohio State. I apologize in advance, but but luckily he is away from Aaron Rodgers. Who I'm not the biggest fan of Aaron Rodgers, um, just him as a person, but he does weird shit. But him and Mike McCarthy, there could be an offensive uptick, and I'm interested to see what it does for the weapons on that team.
Yeah, and to also throw out what Gino says, at this point, just throw. I think you put a name in the hat and you pick whatever the Bengals tight end you think going to have a season. Mike Gesicki's out there again. Oh, Eric All damn near blew his knee out as many times as you could think of. So I mean, it's a needle in the haystack, and the tight end position might be not even be. He might be like the fourth option in that offense. God damn it.
I got a funny tweet from Ian Hartitz, and I wasn't scrolling, but it just popped up on my phone while I was watching the game. Had the game on in the background. I'm sorry. Um, Anthony Richardson with 2 turnovers and 14.2 fantasy points is the Anthony Richardson experience.
He already has 2 turnovers.
2 turnovers and he's got 14 fantasy points. I don't know how he's got there, but yeah, it just happened to
That's
happen.
hilarious. I won't count one against him though. So in my mind, he only has
Yeah,
one. He only has one. So fuck it.
yeah. I think the other one was like a slide or something. He should
Okay.
have he should have put it away. So I'm gonna put that second one on him.
And man, we already discussed like two guys that have been sniped ahead of me. Anthony Richardson got sniped 2 picks ahead of me before I got
I
in our
took
in the
him.
startup. That well, from
He was
Rocco
like
got
the fucking
sniped.
18th round. Like, why not?
I was actually gonna draft him at my spot, and then Rocco took him, and then our good boy Addy sniped Pat Fryermuth, and that shit pissed me off because I was
But Moose
definitely
on that's on way on the other side of the board. So
he was yeah.
that was a
I saw
long way
the
to get back to you. I'm like 2 picks ahead of you. As Frank
uh,
would know, Frank's in the league as well. I think Frank's actually right after me.
yeah, Frank is ahead of me. So I was looking at getting Pat Fryermuth, and I waited. Fuck me up. AR equals Tebow. Don't do that, boy, like that.
Uh,
Tebow was
Tebow
terrible.
Tebow couldn't he couldn't even throw like he I mean Tebow
It
was
was
terrible. Like AR's more
disgusting.
athletic and he's got a better inventory of throws. He just don't have a fucking clue as to when to throw those passes, but he's got an inventory of throws. He needs to work with somebody that actually will like coach him up, which means he needs to get the fuck out of Indianapolis. But they're holding him hostage for what reason? I guess because he was the number 4 pick. But I cannot wait for him to go somewhere else because, as we have seen in the last few years, the NFL loves their redemption arc for their quarterbacks. Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield, the Dick Hammer himself, Sam Darnold. So I do believe JJ McCarthy or AR or both of them will have that redemption arc. It might not happen this year, it might not happen next year, but sometime in the future they will make themselves known.
You you forgot the one of the best redemption arcs of all time, Drew Brees, going when he went to the Saints at that point of his career, people were counting him out, trying to lowball him because of his
He
shoulder.
was pretty good with the Chargers. He was pretty good with the Chargers. He wasn't what he was with the Saints, but he wasn't like he wasn't like those guys because those guys were like late. Well, maybe not Baker Mayfield, but Geno Smith and Dick Hammer, they were definitely bust. Like they were highly drafted guys who just basically busted completely out. Baker Mayfield was kind of bad. He was always hurt with the Browns. Drew Brees was pretty good with San Diego. Like you can look at his stats. It wasn't bad. It was a different type of offense. That's why he didn't put up the numbers he did with the Saints. I mean, the Saints are a fucking fast track team in a dome with an offensive minded coach. So, you know, I think he was still the same guy, but his situation changed. And
I like that.
people just get naturally better over time.
I like that, Frank. And I'll get to you, sir. Danish. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but
Like share and subscribe.
Steve Young is for sure. And he has rate my team. He has for redraft PPR Drake May, Jonathan Taylor, A Chain, AJ Brown, Pickens, K9, aka Kenneth Walker, and Fannin. I think you have a solid team on your hands, my G.
What is that, 6 teams?
If it's six, yeah,
That's a
goddamn,
fucking super team. I
like
mean,
shit, boy.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing that it's a single quarterback, so I can just kind of look at the players after Drake May because if it's not super flex, then he obviously didn't go early. But that's a hell of a team. If that's a 12 team, you're a championship contender. Well done, sir.
well
Please
done.
subscribe to the channel for more.
No 10 team, like okay. That's where I cut the limit at. Anything below a 10 team, you're tripping. But 10 team is
Still a fucking super good team and 10 team.
for sure. And if they all, and like I bring it back up, Devin A Chain is going to hit. People were like, "Oh, he's not going to be involved. Malik Willis is not going to get him involved in the passing game." He literally just got Devon A Chain a receiving touchdown, and then Jonathan
Malik
Taylor.
Willis has looked good.
He
In
has.
the, and I don't know if you saw, they have like the reception perception for quarterbacks. Um, and Willis looked good when he's been out there. Like
I'm
his
telling
shit
you.
was like all green. Like he is an interesting quarterback as long as the coaching stays up with him. Like as long as he still gets that good coaching. I worry about his weapons, but he is not the guy that Tennessee Titties drafted years ago.
And then, of course, you got Harold Fannin Jr. We just got done talking about him as the tight end one of the AFC North Division, and a big teardrop after that. Obviously, George Pickens, go Dogs. Go, love my Cowboys. He's one of my favorites. And then AJ Brown, he's going to be the wide receiver one of that, or for the Patriots. So I think, once again, amazing team. You did well, my G, for sure, of course. And that actually is a great pivot for us to talk about the receivers. Once again, my favorite position to talk about, because and especially looking at this division where, depending on the team that you're looking at, it might get a little spooky. And I feel like it's kind of obvious who's at the bottom of the tier. But obviously at the top, let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals with arguably the best wide receiver in football. I would say he's the best wide receiver in football. And that's a lot for me saying, because I love CeeDee Lamb. Excuse me. But Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in the NFL, point blank, period.
Excuse me.
Maybe for fantasy, but he ain't touching Jamar Chase in no which way or form. And
Excuse me.
Jamar Chase, T.
Jeez.
Higgins, and depends on who you kind of have as their wide receiver three. I think it's going to be Kobe Young when it's all said and done. Andre Ichavas is how you say his name, uh, and
Yeah. Yoshivash, like Yoshi.
Yoshibas. I feel like he's letting the Manyan slip through his fingers. Kobe Young had a solid day in his preseason game. But those are going to be the two top dogs. Obviously, T. Higgins is very, very, very dependent on if he can stay healthy. But when he is healthy, he gives you double digits and the mid and in that mid to 14, 15 points per game type area. So it depends on what your risk factor is. Do you depend on him for your season? I get a little worried, but you know what I mean? T. Higgins, some people are higher on T. Higgins than I am. Not to say I don't have him too low. I'm just not very high on him.
When he plays
And
as a league winner, that's periods.
yeah, and that's sometimes a hard right.
At least you know when.
Say it in
At least you know when to start him.
right. You know what I'm saying? Right,
If
Gino.
he's playing, start him.
Yeah, Frank, I'm with you. Gino, I'm with you. And now we all know Bengals are the number one when it comes to wide receiver tandem. Once again, I think obviously Jamar Chase is in the dark horse to lead the league in what he does after being a monster. And then T. Higgins can be in that top 20, of course, because of the high octane. But do you, if
Well,
you're for sure, I'm with that. I'm also
that's
with
easy.
that, Frank. Who is your number two wide receiver group in this division? Because once again, you don't fuck with DK at all.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically got Michael Pittman holding down that wide receiver group for yourself, and Jeremy Bernard or Roman Wilson.
All right, so let's look at this. If we're going to go by groupings, we have Pittsburgh Steelers with the DK, Michael Pittman, Jeremy Bernard.
Roman Wilson.
Interest. Yeah. I mean, he's there too. Those guys are interesting.
he's there too.
Those guys are interesting. I think the Ravens have a shot
They
to
do.
climb to 2.
They do.
Because they have a very good number 1 with
Zay Flowers,
obviously, and they drafted some guys that I'm very interested in with Jacoby Lane as well as Elijah Surratt, Bateman if he can never get on the field, whatever. And then you have Cleveland, who also has 2 rookies, but that's who they have. They have Casey Concepcion, and they have Denzel Boston. So it's hard for me to put them there as rookies. So yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think the fact that Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver out of that whole group at this moment in time, it's gotta be the Ravens at number 2.
Fizz says Mike McCarthy will make sure DK eats. It won't be because of talent. It will be pure volume. DK will be forced to 1,100 yards this year.
And Aaron Rodgers is going to be dumping that thing off 8 yards downfield to Pittman all day.
I don't know if and what I want to see is do the Steelers pass enough to be able for him to get there, right?
They're going to be a passing team.
I think they'll definitely be somewhat, but Mike McCarthy does like to run that motherfucker. You feel me? So it's like Rico Dowdle's going to get his touches. Jalen Warren's going to get his touches. So I'm curious to see who gets the main targets in that offense. Like you kind of said or pointed to with Aaron Rodgers of him looking towards the shorter routes. I think that's Michael Pittman's territory to where he could be the one that goes over 1,100 yards. And then DK sprinkles himself in there and gets over 1,000 yards by a bit. I'm not to say, but I gotta see it, right? I gotta see him support those guys, right? So, and shit, what happens if Aaron Rodgers gets a little dinged up, gets hurt? Do we believe in that offensive line like that? So, do you believe in motherfucking Howard? Do you believe in who was who was the second quarterback they threw out there in this game? Mason fucking Rudolph.
Not LR.
No, they threw Mason Rudolph as QB2.
Man, that red nose. Is it Rudolph, the dude that Garrett Wilson hit on the head with his helmet that time?
Yeah, because he said he called him the N-word. Yeah.
Man, fuck Mason Rudolph. That dude's a bitch.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that's because he called him an N-word. Yeah, Mason.
Yeah, fuck that dude. I did not know that, but I do remember getting hit in the head. So yeah, I don't roll with Mason Rudolph. Let's go with LR. Give that guy a shot. If Aaron Rodgers hurt, you got to see what you got there.
Crispy showing his history right now. Chargers went from Flutie to Breeze, and people were ready to be ready. I'm telling you, they were doing Breeze in the worst way, and I have no clue why. They ran one of the best quarterbacks, but it was meant to be because Drew Brees looked better in the New Orleans Saints jersey than he did with when the San Diego's Chargers. So it was meant to be written, Crispy, for sure, for all the ages.
Oh shit,
And
we got Humania in in Arizona on Las Vegas.
for sure, Fizz says Yolo Rogers. He definitely, I mean, but in his last hurrah, I could definitely see a world where Rogers like, fuck it, I'm just gonna toss this bitch and see what happens. I could definitely see that, John. Fizz, I'm right there with you. I'm thinking about it as well. Now, if if we're looking at the
Hey,
obviously they fuck.
I don't mean to
Hmm?
interject, but in the last season um, in San Diego for Drew Brees, he had 35, 76, 24, and 15. The INTs were kind of high, but I mean, he definitely wasn't a bust.
Yeah, I love me some Drew Brees. I would never talk shit on that man ever. Chargers,
Drew
Saints,
Brees
no, never.
football right there.
Love that man and what he does outside of football. But if we're looking at, I think Zay Flowers, he's going to get 140 targets. He's going to have that type of year, I believe, and I'm living for it. I want it. And we're when no, I had literally got the news. I had traded away Jordan Tyson to go get Zay Flowers, and Jordan Tyson in a second to go get Zay Flowers. And around that time, that same day, it came out that Zay Flowers had gotten hurt. He's back in practice now because it was just a quiet contusion. So loved it. And then a couple days later, Jordan Tyson fucks up his hammy. I don't know if that's life playing with all of us. I don't know, and the hammy that he's been having problems with since college. But I feel pretty good about that shit for sure.
Frank jacked Bryce Lance from me when when he saw when he saw Tyson go down with the hand. Yeah, I went with Valet because I think Valet has more of an opportunity for 2026 production. But yeah, I'm worried about the hammy. Can't say that I'm not.
Yeah, and I know Frank. I know Frank.
He said that's the fourth time he's hurt that hammy. FML. God.
Honestly, I've actually moved Jordan Tyson quite a bit, but I've taken advantage of the hype, and not to say the hype because I do think he's a good player, but I've moved him quite a bit where I did draft him for some product for guys I know can give me some production,
I think I got one or two Tysons.
like Zay
Across the
Flowers, for instance. Now, what do you expect out of Denzel Boston? Who, honestly, if we're talking about guys took a whose stock took a hit, because there was a moment where he was looked at as one of those top 5 receivers in the draft. I don't know what happened, who he pissed off, but you could have got this man mid second. There was areas where he fell to the late second. What what happens if Denzel Boston comes out and goes over a thou wow? You could definitely think Jerry Judy's off that fucking team. But if no,
that ain't gonna happen. I stake my reputation right here. Denzel Boston ain't going for 1,000 yards in 2026.
you give it that to Casey Concepcion. Do you think either go over 1,000?
No, that's fucking Harold Fan is the only guy going over 1,000 yards in Cleveland this year.
So he's gonna pull a Travis Kelsey. He gonna give us one of them Travis Kelsey's type year.
It might be
You heard
a
it here,
thousand and one yards. It
you heard
might
it
be
here,
nine
folks.
ninety nine, but I mean, I'm not gonna guarantee. Let me walk that back a little bit. I'm not gonna guarantee that Fan is gonna get 1,000 yards this year. But if anybody on that fucking team is gonna get 1,000 yards in the pass game, it's gonna be Harold Fanning.
I think they figure out once again Top Monken kind of spreads the ball out. So it's like we'll see, right? I think Denzel Boston's definitely going to be involved in that offense. Casey Kepsillon is going to be all type of both uh, all levels, short, intermediate, and deep, and then fantasy
The difference between being involved and getting 1,000 yards,
for
that's
sure
for an outside clashing receiver. I think he's gonna. I think what we could say is there's a good chance that he
in
leads
targets
if if the Cleveland Browns are able to score any points. He
and
could lead
touchdowns.
the rookies in
Mm.
touchdowns because he's definitely going to be a touchdown weapon in the red zone. I mean, he's got a big body. He's great at contested catches. So they're going to be looking for him. If they're not going to Judkins, they're going to be going to Boston down there. But 1,000 yards, I don't know if I can co-sign
It
on
only
that.
takes to get 1,000 yards in a 17 game season. It will only take 59 yards per game to do it.
I think Fanning could do that.
I think I can. He. I mean,
If it was just Fanning and Boston and they didn't have KC too and they didn't have, other little tertiary guys there, maybe, but with the three guys there, I think they're going to kind of cancel each other out, and Fannon's going to
who
get it
has more
done.
receiving yards, Jacoby Lane or Denzel Boston?
I'd say Denzel Boston. I think they have more weapons in Baltimore where they don't have to rely on Jacoby Lane, at least not early on.
Who would have more receiving yards or production, Casey Concepcion or Jacoby Lane?
I think KC does.
Casey Concepcion or DK Metcalf?
I'd probably go DK. I mean, I don't like him, but I mean, I think he can still put up 800 yards.
Would you go DK Metcalf? Actually, that's an easy one for you. DK Metcalf or T Higgins? T Higgins every time, right?
Bruh, come on, you
He
trolling me
said you
now.
come on now. Come on now.
Come
Come
on,
on
man.
now.
Come on, man. I'm saying DK's the fucking wide receiver 3
Rashard Bateman.
in Pittsburgh.
Rashard Bateman or Denzel Boston.
Rashard Bateman's dead. It ain't gonna be long before Jacoby Lane eats his
Hey
lunch.
man, don't throw my man out into the graveyard just yet. Back
Backwood.
with him. Back with him.
Backwood. He's fucking banged up already in fucking training camp, man. We've seen the script before. I don't even need Omar to tell me that script.
Hey man, hopefully he's actually was back today. Hopefully, but he could be out by tomorrow. So you just never know. I think once again, yeah, if you're looking at it, it goes Bengals. It's hard to throw, like, just because Zay Flowers is top dog in the offense. I guess Ravens, Steelers, Browns, with the Browns receivers needing you to show what they can do. I think it's going to be a little bit of a snooze fest, but I mean, I feel like you got to take some of these guys fairly high. Like what Crispy just said, Browns guys have more yards, Lang gets more TDs than both. I can see that. I can 100% see that. It just depends on, I mean, with DeKalen Doyle as their offensive play caller, once again, he's introducing more under the center, more play action, adding more wrinkles to the overall offense in Baltimore, where I think all are positives and work to the strengths of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I think it makes everything more cohesive. So it doesn't put too much strain on Lamar Jackson to use his God-given ability to win them games. I think it makes everything gel together as it should, right? You're not in shotgun all the time. You're not doing, you know, there's still going to be QB plays out there, right? There's still going to be scripted QB runs, but you're not going to see. I mean, shit. Maybe Lamar goes over. Do we get another 1,000-yard rushing season from Lamar Jackson?
I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be the smart move. I think if we can get him from 600 to 800 and just have him run when it's there, instead of him running for his life, I think that will keep him upright. In 2026.
100%. But I think, as the title of the episode is called, this is the most volatile, one of the most volatile divisions in the NFL because you just except for the Bengals, who on offense we know what they can do, and then if everything goes well for the Baltimore Ravens, it should go well. You're never going to go against Derrick Henry. I'm never going to bet against Lamar Jackson, and I love Zay Flowers at this point. But those other two teams, it gets a little spooky, and it's not Halloween, Rocco. You know what I mean? It gets a little scary.
Getting close.
It gets a little scary, man. So if you're putting your faith in a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, he's a fine QB3. Actually, he went super late off the board in our startup draft, as he should. Cool. Don't think him as your messiah. I still think Michael Pittman's good value. He might be underrated value, actually, right now, where I think he gets a lot. I'm telling you, where he gets those underneath routes, he gets those intermediate routes. Honestly, I feel like if he didn't get banged up last year, he would have had another 1,000-yard season. So, love me some Michael Pittman. He's consistent, right? He's not flashy. He's not somebody that, you're going to say wows you with his plays. He's just consistent. And I like that about his game. DK Metcalf is just a bully. He's the Mr. Crash Out on the field. He might not always produce, but it's gonna be fucking entertaining. I'm seeing him do it. God damn it. So I love the crash outs on the field. And then obviously Cleveland just gotta show us, right? They got a lot of young guns on that offense. Can Todd Monken bring them all together? The QB position is young, except for Deshaun Watson, who's an old touchy Philly kind of weirdo. Shador Sanders is young. Quashawn Junkins. No. What happened?
Yeah, touchy weirdo.
Deshaun Watson's a touchy weirdo. And Quashawn Junkins is young. Casey Concepcion is young. Denzel Boston is young. Isaiah Bond has had some flashes. He's still young. And Harold Fanning is young. So you got a younger squad. Probably one of the younger pieces, except for their offensive line in their division. Can they do it? But the one thing that's working in the Browns' favor is they have a good defense, right? So they will keep them in games. They have a nice linebacker core. They have Denzel Ward, who's one of the better cornerbacks. And then even though they lost Myles Garrett, they still have Jared Verse. So I still like him and he's not as wowzers as Myles Garrett, of course, but he's still one of the better defensive ends in the game and brings a cool mentality as well. Now, does that keep them from selecting in the top 5 in the next year's draft? We're gonna have to see.
Oh, they what I see the Browns were doing is they're drafting all of their high draft picks on the offensive side of the ball in 2026, and they're setting up for a new quarterback in 2027.
Hey, that could be a very much real world. No.
Sorry, Fizz, but if Shador doesn't come out and ball the fuck out, like he gonna have to ball out hard, and they're gonna have to win games for them not to. I mean, even if he balls out, there's a halfway decent chance that they do still draft a quarterback because there are going to be so many guys in the 2027 draft that it's going to be hard for him not to get nuked by somebody.
I think he'd be if they don't do well, then he'll be used as the scapegoat, and which is unfair to Shador, if you ask me. But
I don't think they need a scapegoat because they're not very good. They haven't been good.
Oh, they're going to use it.
So, I mean,
they're going to find someone.
They traded 3 firsts for fucking Deshaun Watson when he was rubbing them off on like every fucking massage therapist in the fucking Houston metro area. So, like, if they want to blame somebody, blame themselves for being so dumb with their fucking personnel moves.
I'm with you right there.
Like, don't blame Shador Sanders. I mean, he was a 5th round pick, so if he hits, great, you're in a great position. If he don't, he was a 5th round pick, and you're gonna draft somebody anyway.
Not matter. And as we come to the end of our AFC North breakdown, do some predictions with me. Who is going to be the top record team in the division? Bengals or the Ravens?
I got the Ravens.
And who would have the worst?
Finally gets to that Super Bowl in 2026.
Who have the worst record in the division? It's easy to say Cleveland
Brown.
the Cleveland Browns.
Browns.
Who is
Easy.
somebody who are you that you're looking to be a top performer out of the division?
What you mean, like
Yeah, overall,
overall?
like who do you see? Oh, obviously, it could be Jamar Chase, but like unexpectedly, somebody who isn't comes to first out of mind for fantasy.
I think Chase Brown is a guy that can definitely be a league winner, as Gino said earlier. Chase Brown could absolutely win people money in
Underrated.
2026.
And lastly, who do you think will disappoint the good peoples out of this division?
DK
He
Metcalf,
said easy
obviously.
one.
If you still invested, he gonna disappoint the shit out of you.
And that has been our AFC North power breakdown. Appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Y'all brought it. Throw it up just for our boy Fizz for sure. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe if you thought this was entertaining. If you loved what you saw, appreciate the support as always. Tap in with us. We just did it once again. We just did an episode with our guy Chef, Player Hayden, Redraft Edition. We got more guests lined up in these next coming weeks. The season's coming up. It's getting closer. Tap in, with League Champ. And we got more content. It never stops. It actually gonna ramp up. So be locked in. Find us on TikTok. Find us on Twitter. Find us on YouTube. Shit, we're on YouTube right now. Even Facebook. We got some love recently over there. Tap in wherever you can find us. We're doing this shit. Rocco, do you have something for the people before we get up out of here?
Man, football is almost upon us, so let's enjoy the ride. And don't get too stressed out like I will set my lineups and picking up players every Tuesday night. Don't let it stress you out. I mean, it is what it is. But we are a fantasy football podcast for Dynasty Sickos by Dynasty Sickos.
Everybody's welcome. And also remember, we're your fantasy playbook to more championship wins. Let's get to this Manyan this season, baby. Till next time, come tap in with us. And you already know what it is. We out.